Virgo ascendants, let us start talking about your 2025 as it pans out. You had been seeing Saturn going direct in your sixth house, your fifth and sixth lord, which is very important. But obviously, sixth Saturn gives lot of issues also, though it is an Aquarius. It does not give much satisfaction in the work area, and that could have suffered for long. Now, in the beginning of the year, we see that Sun Mercury, your Lagna Lord, starts in the area of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury at this point of time, November 2024, your Lagna Lord and your 10th Lord is going into retrogression very soon on 27th of November. And this retrogression is in your third house. Your efforts and all these things will be questioned regarding you, yourself, and your 10th Lord being in the third retrograde in Scorpio. Now, as January starts, the direct Mercury comes into the fourth house, which is a good thing actually. Sun Mercury yoga in the fourth house in Sagittarius is a good Buddha-Ditta yoga. It can feel good at home. I mean, if you are a person who is studying, it can go well also. Home related matters should be at peace. But when this year in January, as Mercury is in fourth, Venus is in the sixth house, starting with Saturn in Aquarius. So Venus is also a very important planet, being your second lord. It is a monetary thing. So money matters are definitely can face some slowdown, because it is with Saturn in the sixth house. Though sixth Venus does well, it can so happen that you change something regarding your professional front. As Mars is also in debilitation in your 10th house, you are fighting for your profession. Actually, Mars does good in the 10th house. In debilitation, the problem with Mars is that it's your third lord. It is over there in the, and your eighth lord in the 10th house is bringing some change in your work area, definitely. Whether you like it or not, you are going through the process, you're fighting it out. Mars will go retrograde and come into the house of Gemini. So this is your 10th and the 11th house that Mars is taking, though the houses are good for Mars. 10th house Gemini sign is not very good, but Mars does well in the 10th, and 11th house also Mars does good. I mean, you cannot expect things too much from people, because Mars is such a planet as go alone. So maybe your groups are of not much help to you at this point of time. You are doing things on your own, and you're putting effort also, understanding in which way it can give you better results. So January is this process continues, and then February comes. In the month of February, there is a Venus Rahu conjunction in your 7th house. Now, 7th house is slowly, and Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter will be direct in your 9th house, aspecting your Lagna. Sun Mercury will be in the 5th house, and Saturn goes is there in the 6th house. So, see here, the 5th, 6th, 7th and 9th, all these are in focus, and obviously 10th and 11th house is in focus. So efforts and you are slogging, you are working, but some changes in your relationship front or money related to your partner, certain things regarding partnership or overseas journey or higher education or changing of your place or something can take a focus, because Jupiter, as it goes direct in the 9th house, it is also aspecting the house of Scorpio. Saturn is also aspecting Scorpio. Rahu is also aspecting Scorpio from the 7th house. So the 3rd house is very important during the first 3 months of January, February and March. 3rd house matters are like shifting, focusing into a new area, starting something new, communication, and all these things are very much now in your main focus, I'll say. And 10th 11th house is definitely a very high focus, as Mars will not let you take away your attention from there. Being the third lord, you're constantly putting your whole focus, whole energy, Mars is energy, into the 10th and the 11th house. Now this is how these January, February, March 3 months will pan out. Now major change we see when Saturn enters your 7th house by 30th of March. So April, May, June will be implementation of all the efforts or all the things that you had been thinking in the month of January, February, March. Now Saturn comes into the 7th house, and along with it Rahu is also there, Venus and Mercury will also be there. Lot of focus on the 7th house, and Jupiter, barring the fact that Jupiter is in the 9th house in the month of April, and Mars is there in the 11th house in the month of April. 9th and 11th house, 9th house is good for Jupiter, 11th house is good for Mars, whether a little bit, because Nicha means emotionally you do not know, actually do not know in the sense you are surviving, but the efforts need a more calibrated effort than emotional way of doing things. That is a problem with Mars in Cancer. 7th house is all about foreign destinations, partnership, marriage and partnership, going overseas, settling down overseas, or thinking whether it should be overseas or you want to come back and make a new journey towards your homeland. All this is 7th house things that can cloud your mind. Now, as Saturn comes into the 7th house, it puts a direct aspect on your Lagna. Ketu is still there on the Lagna. You can feel a little bit of puzzled at this point of time. Though Ketu gives that kind of a feeling always. Saturn's aspect on Virgo is not bad. Virgo is a sign which Saturn, actually Mars, Saturn, all these Rahu, the malefics, they like being in Virgo because Virgo is the original 6th house and you are a fighter of Rogue and Shatru. Saturn's aspect there is not bad. It can give you slow clarity with the confusion of Ketu getting cleared away in the month of May month. May month is, I think it's a very big and relief month for you. Ketu moving from your Lagna to the 12th house in Leo, and Rahu coming into the 6th house, and Jupiter coming into the 10th house, Saturn in the 7th, Jupiter, Saturn in the Kendra. It's a really good combination, I feel. Let me know, Virgo, how things happen in the next year. And obviously, Saturn is aspecting your Lagna, putting more, you have to be more structured, disciplined, which you are, not that you're not, and you have to, shoulder certain responsibilities. Your partner can see a status upliftment in the foreign lands. Saturn does actually good in the 7th house, giving you status, giving you, your 4th house aspect, giving, if you want to, though it's a Sagittarius sign. Jupiter will also aspect Sagittarius. 4th house, that's why I said coming back into the homeland can also take a lot of your, concentration. So foreign land, homeland, coming back, going there, distance journeys, all these things are favored. So April, May is busy with all these things. Now comes June. June month will see a different change. Now, June we have Mars and Ketu in the 12th house, a combination. Venus, your second lord, will be in the 8th house, can generate money. Looking towards it is in Taurus. Venus does good in Taurus. Sun, it will be in the 9th house. Mercury, your Lagna lord, will join Jupiter in the 10th house, which is a really good thing. June, is a good month, 10th house wise, it's a good month. Only that your third lord, and because Mars is your third and 8th lord, is going to the 12th house, 8th lord going to the 12th but conjunct with Ketu, here some expenses, some expenditure, this is, I'm talking about the June month, be very careful of it. Or sometimes it happens, yours, because it is the 6th from the 7th, your spouse's job can go for a change. That can also happen because Mars Ketu is too hotted up in Leo. Your job front will be better. Jupiter in the 10th with Mercury joining Jupiter. That is a good way actually. So barring the 12th house, the situation is not bad in the month of June. Now July will see your Lagna Lord going retrograde in the house of Cancer in the 11th house. Now you're definitely, after Mercury passes 10th house with Jupiter, where you must have got some professional insights and some certain things which can better your profession. In the 11th house, Mercury goes retrograde about the kind of remuneration from your profession or your groups, or emotionally how to be little sorted, because this time Mars had a long phase in your 11th house in Cancer. You could have felt all over the place emotionally regarding your group activities, regarding your incoming gains, regarding the people around you. So all these things Mercury will get sorted. Your Lagna Lord going in retrograde. Retrogression is contemplation, and that's nothing new actually. Mercury every time goes retrograde 3 times a year. First it will be in Pisces from 15th of March to April 7th. It will go retrograde in Pisces. It will have a Neech Bhang Rajyog in your 7th house aspecting the Lagna. For Lagna it is good actually, and it will have a Neech Bhanga. You will get clarity from the 7th house and about yourself, about foreign connections, journeys, partnership, business, all these things, lot of things in the month of March, April. Now second time Mercury goes retrograde in your 11th house. 11th house Mercury is all about your group activities and how you are doing your things with your groups and all this. This is also good. Mercury does good in the 11th house. Retrogression of Mercury in a watery sign can bring in some emotional triggers, as Mars is also in the 12th house. Your efforts can sometimes feel as not being rewarded. But Jupiter in the 10th house will give you better insights about professional front and the things that is happening in the 10th house area. And Venus and Jupiter at this time both will be aspecting the sign of your second house, that is Libra. So that is also good. In that way, Venus will be in Aries and it will be aspecting Libra. Jupiter also will be aspecting Libra. The second lord aspecting the second house monetarily, slowly things will start changing. Now we come to the month of July. This is July. Then June month, Mars comes on the Lagna. This is a little bit of problem as it is aspected by Saturn from the 7th house. Though Jupiter, Venus is in the 10th house and Mercury is with the Sun in the, it'll be in Leo. Now see over here, Mars being on the Lagna in Virgo, Mars likes the Virgo sign. Nothing wrong about that. But you'll give calibrated effort, but you can be in a hurry. And Saturn aspecting this Mars can create some hindrances in your way. Your efforts, you want to see results immediately. Some push and pull can be felt during the month of August, as Mars will be in whole month till 15th of September. It will be in August. So this is where, and Mercury will be in Leo. So it will be Sun, Mercury, Ketu in the 12th house and Mars on the Lagna. Now here, that the caution is required. It's not a bad thing, but the thing is that Mercury with Ketu and Sun in the 12th house, your Lagna Lord, feels irritated and lost. And Mars tells you to put some action. Saturn is telling you not to immediately jump into things. As Saturn does, structured approach is very important at this point of time. So this will be till the 15th of September. This kind of a scenario goes with your 12th and the Lagna, 12th house Lagna. Then as at this point of time, Venus will be, your second lord will be in the 11th house. That is good. At least one factor you have which is going good, and Jupiter will be in your 10th house. So Jupiter-Venus condition is good. Mercury condition in the 12th with Ketu is not very good, and Mars also pushes you towards putting some effort. Then Mars comes into your second house and Mercury will come into your first house. This is a good condition actually. Now Mars in Libra and after 15th of September. Mars will be in Libra in your second house, and Sun, Mercury will come on the Lagna. This is good. And then Venus will come into the in conjunction with Ketu. So here the 12th lord, 12th house, first house, and the second house. So you yourself, your growth, your money, your expenditure, your profession, the 10th house. And obviously, see, Saturn, why I'm not talking about too much is that Saturn will stay a long time in Pisces. It will now test regarding your partnership and business, and sacrifices need to be made in that area. You can get status out of country, offshore, long distance journeys will be favored. All these things is there, but you have to taken up lot of duties also, because Saturn directly aspects Virgo. You have to give some service to people. That is the kind of Saturn in the 7th house. But at this point of time, after 15th of September and the month of October, nearly towards the end, Jupiter goes into your 11th house. That I'm coming later. But 15th of September to nearly the end of October, you'll have the 12th house activated by Venus, Ketu. Mercury, Sun will be on the Lagna, which is very good. And then you will have the second house housing Mars. Relationships can be a bit problematic. Money should be good. Expenditures can happen. It can happen because Venus always in the 12th house, and here conjunction with Ketu certainly can make you feel I need some kind of luxury items. Relationship can go for a toss at this point of time, because Mars is housed by Libra. Libra is a relationship sign, though your second house. Monetarily, Mars does good in the second house. You can put effort for your monetary things. It will be aspecting 8th house. You can go for monetary, investment also. But 12th house, Venus, Ketu, and is totally heated up. Relationship at this point of time, Venus is burning, and Ketu being there, it's razor sharp, and Leo is a very hot sign. I mean, it is a very fiery sign. And Mars is also in Libra, which is the lordship of Venus. So be very careful about relationship at this point of time. Only I feel it is good because Sun, Mercury is there on the Lagna, aspected by Saturn. You should get the wisdom to how to go on. Now, coming towards the end of the year, by the end of October, you will see that Jupiter comes into 11th house, which is also a good transit of Jupiter. You get clarity about the 11th house things, and you know how to rectify the things now. That's why Jupiter goes retrograde again and comes to Gemini by the end of December. Before that, from the end of October to the whole month of November, beginning of December, you are again the 3 watery houses are active. Mars will come into Scorpio by November. Saturn is already there in 7th house, and Jupiter will be in the 11th house. Now, this combination in the Kama Trikon gives you desires, but which are emotionally attached. You are quite emotionally attached to the things. And Mercury is having a conjunction with Mars in Libra and then in Scorpio also. So Lagna Lord situation is not bad. It goes again retrograde in Scorpio like it is going now this time. That means you see the 3rd house is very, very prominent. As I told you that Mercury owns the 3rd house originally. It is a Gemini house, and Virgo people are also very particular about things, and that's why this year 2024 is also seeing a Mercury going retrograde in your 3rd house with Rahu. And now Mars is in your 11th house, and the 7th house you have Rahu, and the Scorpio house is having Mercury. Next year, this again that same time, you'll have Mercury in Scorpio with Mars over there. The 7th house will have Saturn, and the 11th house will have Jupiter. So for all the signs, what I'm seeing is that because both the year ends with the watery trikon being very active, certain emotional things has to be done away with. That is the story. Underlying story is that whether what you put effort or wherever you are going towards in your life, you cannot carry emotional baggages, and Moksha Trikon asks for sacrifices. Some kind of sacrifice needs to be made, that you need to leave back, whether this year or next year ending. You have to leave those emotional quotients behind you so that you can move on to a better journey in 2026, which is, and in my feeling, 2025 is, yeah, because of the changes, a lot of changes you can see already is happening. The transits are tumultuous, lot of transits here and there, and as it is, the major 4 planets are changing. 2025, lot of changes we have to inculcate. 2026 is a more intense year to look forward to. That is later. So it's not a bad year. No way 2025 should be a bad year. Only that whenever changes happen, we don't want to change. We get security by not changing. Any change is a little, adjusting ourselves, not little, quite a bit, adjusting ourselves to the different kind of circumstances or things that may crop up. So the condition of Mercury is not bad in this 2025 year. It'll start from Sagittarius to 4th house and nearly come back to Sagittarius. So whole round trip is done by Mercury. 3-time retrograde will go in Pisces, and then in Cancer, then in Scorpio. So emotionally you have to be very sorted. Mercury is again making you think your Lagna Lord, pushing you towards emotional clarity. So that is one thing you will see. But yeah, Saturn's position 7th house, I don't have a complaint with Saturn. Transit Saturn gives good results in the 7th house, but as it is Digbala. But Saturn putting its aspect on the Lagna can make you shoulder different kind of responsibilities and give you, you have to serve people in some way or the other. Serving means in many ways they are serving human being. So that is the sign of Virgo, dealing with Rogan, and Rain Chaktru. You are capable of that. You are made of that material. Hope you have a good 2025, and my insights from this video helps you in some way or the other. See you again, Virgo, later in some other video. Take good.